Well, Luke, it's such an honour to have you on the UK tonight this evening. On a scale of 1 to 10, how's the head doing?
Actually, surprisingly well. I really haven't had many drinks in the last couple of months in getting preparation for this, so I thought it would be a bit worse. So I'm excited that it's just a mild headache right now.
Oh, well, that's good to know. It's the adrenaline carrying you through. I'm sure the hangover and the realisation of what you've achieved will sink in a little bit later on. Tell me how proud you are of this Europe team.
Oh, just it's hard to put into words. They've given me everything. We looked at, when I came repeat captain about 21 months ago, we looked at all the details to try and give this team the best opportunity. But in the end, they have to go out there and perform. And a tough environment they did. When it got tougher, they got tougher as well. And I'm so proud of each and every one and how they performed. And this is for them.
Yeah, it was such an enjoyable few days. But let's talk about that final day, because Europe looked comfortable going into it, and then something happened. The USA mounted a real comeback. Was there a particular point at which you were a little concerned?
Oh, yes. It was probably one of the most stressful days on a golf course, to be honest. It started off so well. We had so much blue on the board early. I was thinking, this is going to be quite stress-free, to be honest. And then the matches just started to change. Around the turn, and my stress levels started to go increasingly higher. At one point, it looked like we could win easily. At one point, it looked like we might not win at all and lose the Ryder Cup. And the waves of emotions was something incredible. It's hard to describe, but I'm glad we got it over the line in the end. Yeah,
well, you're only the second man to lead Europe to home and away victories after, of course, the great Tony Jacklin in '85 and '87. And this is only the 5th ever win for Team Europe on the road. You talk about your attention to detail. And as I was watching the Ryder Cup over the weekend, you just have a little scroll through to look at all the backstory, the build-up to the tournament, because you've got the time with golf, you can do that. And I was hearing about the fact that you arrived at in America really ahead of time, so there would be no jet lag. When you got to the hotel, it was things like the hotel linen wasn't up to scratch, and even the shampoo in the showers.
Yeah, again, we go into a lot of details. Obviously, rest and recovery is so important. It's some people are playing 5 matches in 3 days, in a very tough environment. That is very energy sapping. So we wanted to create an environment where they, flourished, and certain things, about the rooms. Creating a dark space, again, upgrading some of the things in the rooms. We changed kind of the bedding and the mattress tops and all kinds of things just to create a place, a sanctuary for those guys to feel as rested as they could. Yeah. So little things like that we try and pride ourselves on, that I mentioned in my press conference. But yeah, again, we have a great team behind us. They worked tirelessly on this project for almost a 2-year period, and it's incredible to work with them. They're just amazing. You
talk about the environment and making it as favourable as possible for your team. The environment out there on the course at times wasn't favourable. In fact, it was hostile at times, downright abusive. It was difficult as a fan watching at home to get a real sense of what was going on. You knew at times it wasn't good. Rory McIlroy getting a lot of abuse personally, like the lightning rod almost for the team. How bad was it?
I think, as Rory said, it's a small subset of the fans that, they're trying to get in our heads. They're trying to do everything they can to put us off. And for me, that's out the spirit of the game, and it's just should be not tolerated at Ryder Cups or any event, to be honest. Greatness to me is not a win at all costs mentality, and I think some of the fans out there, saw it that way. And for me, it's just and my players, it's about rising to that and being your best versions of yourself. And I think they handled that situation very well.
Yeah, didn't work, did it? But in terms of that kind of behaviour in the sport, is this a line to be drawn under it, or do you want to see more being done? Because, these kind of things are copycatted at events, aren't they?
Yeah, and I'm sure some of that happens, on our side occasionally. you know, it's something we'll have to think about and talk about. It's just hard to control because it's a small minority, and it's, you know, when you're in amongst a big crowd, it's sometimes hard to figure out who's doing it. So, you know, again, you know, props to all the police and everyone that helped this week. You know, they tried their best, and it was much appreciated. But yeah, again, there was just a few instances which definitely crossed the line.
In terms of this success, I know you're going to take time to enjoy it after you've done all the interviews. You can go and celebrate with family, friends, teammates. Long may the celebrations continue. But do you fancy it again? Do you fancy leading Team Europe next time out, 2 years' time?
Well, again, to have the opportunity to do it twice, home and away, is pretty special. You know, obviously, I'd have to think about that if they wanted me to do it another time. Like anything, you know, I take some time. I'll sit down. I don't rush into decisions, and I certainly don't want to give you an answer on that now, because I just really want to enjoy this moment.
Hey. It's not a no, and we will take that for now. Is the trophy anywhere about? Can we end the interview with a little trophy lift?
Yeah, sure. Here it is.
There we go. Well, listen, enjoy it. Thank you so much for a thrilling weekend. We all need a bit of a rest after that. And it was the miracle at Medina first time around. I don't think we've come up with a name for this one. Bethpage Black, what can we have? Back to back at Bethpage Black? I don't know if the team have got any suggestions.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
That one.
Well, it's a work in progress.
That's a good one.
Luke Donald, it's been a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you so much. Enjoy every moment of this.
Cheers. Thanks so much.